Welcome to Proof It's Possible. Jamie and I are multifaceted entrepreneurs, the founders of the Ultimate Girls Trip, and the hosts of Proof It's Possible. Jamie and I are also sisters, best friends, and complete opposites, but somehow we always manage to stay on the same team. Join us every week to hear our thoughts on all things entrepreneurship, friendship, family, pop culture, and more. Hi, welcome back. Today we are so excited because we have Anita Parker with us, the Queen Bee of Kelowna, the wine woman and well-being boss.
And Fort McMurray.
And Fort McMurray. I always forget about Fort McMurray because I only know you in Kelowna. So yes, and we are so excited to talk to her. She has so much cool stuff coming up, both personally and with Wine Women Wellbeing. So Anita, hello. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us today. And let's start with, there's so much good stuff to talk about. Let's start quickly by chatting about your upcoming Wine Woman and Wellbeing event, Wild. And then from there, Jamie and I have some other fun questions, more just for you, so that everyone can get to know you a little bit.
Well, thank you, ladies, for having me on. And I just love how this has all kind of been birthed because Jamie reached out to me on Instagram, and this is how I've come to know you both, like, I guess almost 2 years ago now. So it's just been such a gift watching the two of you. So I feel very honored to be here. So thank you.
That's so sweet. We're very honored to have you.
Yeah, I really appreciate you both so very much. And I'm very inspired by you both. So thank you for having me. So let's talk about Wild. So Wild is Women Inspirational Leadership Development. It is one of the tours that Wine Women Wellbeing put on. If you're not familiar with Wine Women Wellbeing, there are 30 branches coast to coast. As Jamie mentioned, I run the branch up in Fort McMurray and here at home in Kelowna. And what the Wild Tour is basically a more in-depth, grander scale of really helping women evolve, elevate, and come together for deep connection. So it is a night that you definitely want to be in the room for, of just having the opportunity to make those meaningful connections and be inspired. It will be at Revelry Kitchen and Music Hub on Ellis. It's a beautiful venue, new to Kelowna. It hasn't even been around a year. And so we're going to have a meet and greet. So we have our speaker, Coach Carrie. Rhea is just an absolute gift to this world, motivational speaker, 3 times certified life coach. And she is on a mission to create change and impact. And I really feel that, and I know you ladies, I feel like I could speak for you too, that you're here as well to create impact for change and growth in this world.
Well, and I will vouch, I have seen Coach Carrie live and I was like, okay, give me more of that. Like how do I get my hands on more of that? Because it's just like everything she said resonated with me. Every single thing. I was like, I just want, like, if she would have sold me a program that day, I would have been like, here's my credit card, just charge it up. Like,
totally.
Yeah, swipe till your little heart is content, okay?
And this is it. So the feedback from that Wild event that was in Calgary last year was like, bring back Coach Carrie. We had Justin Bieber's mom, and Patty was great. Coach Carrie and Lisa Webb, our founder for Wine Women Wellbeing, were next level. Like the audience wanted more. And you were in the room. It was like, I was this sponge and I'm like, I need to just like take this all in. And so Coach Carrie had that conversation with Lisa, like, I want to do more stuff with Wine Women Wellbeing. And can we bring Anita and be like a part of this too? And in my heart is like, yes, because I respect these two human beings so much. And I've always had the vision that I'd be on that stage. Even before Lisa met me, I was like, she doesn't know it, but we're going to be besties. And I'm going to be traveling around this country and beyond doing the things to help others. So,
well, okay. Sorry. I was going to say,
Jamie and I always want to be the boss of everything. So we fight each other to be the boss. So Jamie, what would you like to say?
Well, we can get to the dates, but I just want to say that I do believe Anita belongs on a stage. The very first time I met her, I was like, wow, that is magnetic. That energy is like is so like kind and comforting and welcoming, and you belong on stages. You truly do. So I'm so excited that this is the trajectory that has kind of started to unfold, and that you are taking more of a front seat and more of a like active role in sharing your story. Like, I love this, and I cannot wait to see you on the stage. So when is
What
it?
other stages are you going to be on? Let's hear about that.
Okay, so next month I will be going to UCLA, and I will
Woo!
be sharing my story there, which is incredible. What has really evolved since our world had that very unprecedented time was I had to reinvent myself. I didn't want to go back to a 26-year career in dental hygiene. I literally felt masked behind what I was really meant to do. And so I just kept evolving, became an entrepreneur, and I always knew that I was meant to be on stage to help human beings. I just never knew how it was going to happen. So now I am sharing so much about not the success of, opening business, starting businesses and all that. It's more about, I don't want people looking at me and saying, "Oh yeah, well of course she's doing that. Oh yeah, she has that. She's going there. She's getting on that stage." The thing is that it took a lot of life experiences,
Mhm.
some that people would say is that's a bad experience. I'm like, it's an experience, and it was very purposeful for me to stand in the body I am today to be of service to humanity. I feel socially responsible in my communities and beyond, to be honest with you, to create space for people to be seen and heard. I really feel that so deeply. It was an absolute honor having you two on stage at our event in November of last year. And it was so powerful. I still get messages about that, of how your words landed and impacted human beings. And I know I'm kind of going off topic a little bit, but this is what I'm here for, is to make those impacts with others. And I think that's really a message I want to kind of get across, is that we don't have to do life alone,
Mm-hmm.
together to create a much bigger impact. And so UCLA, doors are opening. So I am speaking this into the world. TEDx is coming down the road. So I'm very, very excited about that. And just lots of opportunities to be on different syndicated radio shows, amazing podcasts like this. So it is definitely growing and evolving. And yeah, there's more to come with Wine Women Wellbeing. That is evolving. I feel so honored that Lisa trusts me to really be at the helm to create these things alongside her. It's an honor, and we get to really help human beings and make a difference. In that, you ladies have been to the events. Like, we have the Women's Collective. You two will be a part of that. So, local female-led businesses sharing what they're doing, what offerings they have, and giving back. Our goal for Wild is to raise $25,000 for
And we're
moms.
gonna do it. It's
We
gonna
are
happen.
doing it because
100%.
people want to be a part of that. So, little off topic again of like, hey, where are you going to be next? What are you going to doing? And there's a lot of things that are going to be happening. So I'll keep you posted.
Amazing.
Okay, well, I want to share a couple of things about Anita. She is doing Dress for Success right now. Is that
Thank you for that.
She's fundraising for Dress for Success. So maybe you can explain it better, but my understanding is that Dress for Success helps women kind of get back on their feet or start a career path if they've been a stay-at-home mom, or get them into the working world. And so whether they need education or a new outfit to go to a job interview or whatever that looks like, so this charity helps them get there. And she is using her community to raise funds for that. So how can people donate to that?
Yes. So what they can do, if you find me, actually, you can go to Dress for Success, the Kelowna branch, the chapter. You'll find me, Anita Parker. You can click and donate right there. You can also, if you're having some little issues doing that, reach out to directly to me on Instagram at Anita Best Life, and I can send you the link and go in through that. So yeah, there I have a personal goal along with, the community that I have supporting me to raise $1,500 for this. And you really described it so beautifully, Jamie. That exactly. We are, they are really, but we collectively, when we're contributing, are helping women to really create economic independence in their life. And what a gift that is to have that. Not to say, hey, we shouldn't have others supporting us along the way, but there's something really special about being autonomous for yourself,
Mhm.
knowing
Mhm.
that you are capable. And that one really hit big for me because we grew up in, single mom, and we had to learn things very early on. We started working when we were kids, literally, like not teenagers, kids, and we didn't have the resources. We got very creative, to make sure we didn't look different from anyone else, so
Right.
the fact that there's this in place to help women is like, this
Yeah.
is amazing. So yeah, I'm really
Absolutely.
excited about that.
Yeah, and the importance of getting into the workforce after you haven't been in it for a while, or you don't necessarily have the finances to dress the part, but you got the job. And that job might be the difference between staying in an abusive relationship. It might be staying, not being able to provide for your kids. And so I love Dress for Success. I think it's such an amazing and simple premise that helps women get into the workforce. And that's such a like important part of their journey. Speaking of journeys, though, are you willing to shift gears a little bit and kind of take us back to why you are and how you are this amazing, incredible, inspiring woman today sitting in front of us? Tell us your story. What got you here?
Yeah, so where to start? I, I, I am going to be featured in a magazine article for International Women's Day. It's the I Am Women feature, and the thing is that at a young age, I didn't have a voice to use to speak about what was happening to me. And in my culture, we were raised to like be seen, not heard. You bury the stuff down.
Mhm.
So I did that really, really well for probably 25 years. I guess 20, because for me, like I am a survivor of sexual abuse, that happened to me from the age of 5 to about 11. And so a big reason why I think I create a space and I'm so passionate for others to be seen and heard is I really, it's healing for me for the
Mhm.
5-year-old Anita to have a voice and to
Yeah.
like let her be seen. That's what that is. And so getting back to that article, it's a focus on taking space on the stage. And I'm not afraid to be seen and heard now. So people are like, oh, are you nervous to go on stage? I am not, because I have a voice now. I
Yeah.
can speak it, and I want to show others that they can have a voice too. So, you know, going through that segment and obviously not understanding the brain's not have developed, all that stuff, and then getting into the teen years and burying it all in, drugs, drinking, etc. And then 25, I had the divine intervention of like a 4-car pileup I was in. And it was like, oh, here's the time. You're going to deal with this right now, actually. And it was scary because I had to get really real with myself of like, okay, this happened. You're not going crazy. You didn't make this up. And so through, years of counseling and walking through that, and then actually having an opportunity to confront my abuser and get that validation and the apology of, you're not crazy, this happened.
Yeah.
I am sorry. I didn't know. what I was doing because this was also happening to me.
Oh,
That
wow.
shifted everything for me. Was like, okay, I I forgive you. I love you. And now how do we now we stop generational. This is ancestral stuff. Like stuff like this comes down and we
Hmm.
stopped it.
Yeah.
And that for me is power.
Yeah.
It's wisdom. So through all these things, and then diving into like deeper work, and it's so cool because I feel like every season of my life, God, the universe keeps putting really exceptional human beings for me to work with and dive into for further healing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't think I could do what I'm doing now without all that healing and regulating the thermostat in my central nervous system to be on
Hmm.
where I am right now. In the past, I would be like, I want this, like, show me, let me do this, I got this. And it's like that whole, even the hustle of the
Mm-hmm.
business stuff, all that stuff I've completely unsubscribed to. And so now, in the last 4 years, it's like, okay, this is going to happen when it's meant to happen. Even meeting individuals that I know that when we connect, we're going to do incredible, exceptional things together. I always honor when that's meant to be. I don't rush into it. And I think that's like with anything and letting go of stuff. Like, I think we need to celebrate actually when people have experiences, they call them failures. I I had to close a business down yesterday. And
Wow.
the power in that for me, most people would be like, "Oh my God." Like, yes, it's unfortunate. Yes, it's been bleeding us and affecting our everyday. And thank you for letting that go because that's not what I'm up to in this world. That business
Hmm.
is gone because it needs to be gone for me to go do the
Yes.
things
To make space.
to make space. And that
Yeah.
freaking excites me.
Well, I
Totally.
just want to say that I'm so sorry that that happened to you, like not the business, the sexual
Yes.
abuse. And I am so proud of you for using your voice because although 5-year-old Anita wants you to use your voice, so does every other unhealed woman sitting in that room who's like, me too. That happened to me too. And they're not in the same position as you. They haven't done the healing and they're just looking for validation that their voice is worthy of being heard and seen
Exactly.
too. So I just think that like your story is truly going to change lives. And I know that like from the bottom of my heart, somebody out there is going to hear that messaging and they're going to be able to stop that generational trauma from carrying on too. Like the impact that this is going to have. Let's just say one person hears it and it prevents it. You've prevented generations and generations and generations from this happening too. So I just really commend you because that is like no easy feat, but just how one tiny little thing, just sharing your message can have such a huge ripple effect.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
am just like, wow, you are incredible. And I cannot wait to see you on the stage. I cannot wait to be the front row and your biggest
Yeah.
cheerleader. And we will both be there supporting
Yeah.
you and
Very
loving on
excited.
you and all of it. So you are a force, my friend.
Yeah,
And
you
I am
are.
very
You are.
honored to know you.
And thank you for sharing with us and our listeners and everybody because they don't need to see you necessarily on a stage if they don't live anywhere near you. Your message is important and can go to people all over the world that listen wherever. And I think what's so amazing, like before we started this interview and we're talking about just chatting with each other, it's like you said, I don't necessarily want to just talk about business or businesses. Although you are a very successful entrepreneur and that's such an important part of your like rise and your journey, and it's proof that it's possible, as this podcast is called. um, sharing the reason behind your journey is way more powerful than just everyone seeing your finish line, everyone seeing a successful business at the end. Because what it shows is, even if they can identify with your story or their own hardships in some other way, like I call them yeah buts in my book, but
Yes.
we all have like some things that happen to us that aren't easy to digest. They are not easy to get past. And the challenge is getting past it. And then whatever you do after that, whether it's get the job you want or have the happy family that you want or stop generational trauma or start the business, that part is just the icing on the cake. That's what the other people in the world see. But the important part is you being vulnerable, sharing your story, helping people, and you lead with your heart. And it's just so crazy inspiring. Like we're just so proud of you and so proud to know you and get to call you a friend.
Totally.
Oh, I feel that so deeply, and thank you. Yeah, it's been interesting, and I feel like, one of just touching on one of the businesses, like with the coaching, personal, like life coaching, business coaching, is I want to really dive in on helping people how to live their best life. It's why it's kind of my tagline on all, my handle, etc. And it's like a best life. Listen, it's nice to have all the beautiful things. I like pretty things. Like you two know that. You've seen me.
Oh, yeah.
I like all those things and they're amazing. Living your best life doesn't mean life is perfect. It means you stay on the path, whether it's course correcting, whether it's taking another road, whatever that is your best life because it's growth. That's to me is what living your best life is going and growing and elevating and taking the things you're passionate about and creating purpose with that. Like that to
So
me
good.
is where it's at.
Yeah. And that's why we're friends.
Yeah. Yes.
Birds, what's the like saying that
Together flock together.
together? Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Or Darren and my husband always says, Jamie and I always say 100%, like when we agree with each other. And he says that that's the exact same thing, equivalent of saying, amen, sister.
It
So
totally is.
now when he likes what I'm saying, he'll just say, amen, sister.
I love that.
And that's how I feel. I just want to yell out a big amen, sister, on that.
Amen.
Not religious, but
Yeah.
every now and then you need it.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing with us. And we will see you at Wild. And what's the dates for Wild so that everybody can get their tickets? And how do they get their tickets?
Yes. So go to Eventbrite and type in Wild Kelowna. It will pop up. And it's April 11th. We are doing VIP and general admission. You're going to want to do VIP because that's
100%. Amen, sister.
Amen. Yes. And so beautiful activation stations, first kick at the can for all the amazing women's collective and just having
opportunities.
Yes, it will be amazing. So April 11th, go to Eventbrite, Wild Kelowna, and we cannot wait to see you there.
But also, where can they reach you on socials?
Absolutely. So on socials, the best is to reach me on Instagram. So Anita Best Life, ANITA Best Life. Message me. I will connect with you. I love connecting with humans and getting to know them. I will respond to you and we will chat. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Thank
you.
You're
the best, Anita.
Thank you for having
me. Bye, guys.
We are so grateful you're here.
It would mean the world to us if you'll subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel and leave us a review.
If you want to hear more from us, go to proofitspossible.com to join our mailing list and find our social links so you don't miss a thing.
Thanks and chat next time.